Imagine a quiet morning, not the kind you see in commercials, all sunshine, smiles, and boundless energy. The real kind. The silence in the house presses on your ears. You walk up to the mirror to shave and catch your own gaze. Not a quick glance, but a long one. And deep in your eyes, it surfaces. That familiar, subdued feeling. A feeling of surrender. You mentally check off another day where you weren't who you could have been. It seems like the brightest, most important part of life, the part where you felt in charge, where your body listened to a whisper, has just quietly closed the door and left. Forever. And the culprits, as everyone insists, are just the numbers in your passport. The relentless, cold arithmetic of age. You've almost agreed, gotten used to this thought. You've even started finding excuses for it. Well, what can you do? Everyone goes through it. Ah, well, the main thing is health. At our age, that's just normal. But let's be honest. Think for a second. Do you seriously believe it's all over? That your masculine strength, your confidence, that very inner core, just evaporated into thin air because the calendar turned another page? What if you've been lied to all this time? What if this convenient, lulling story about age-related decline is the cleverest and most profitable myth for someone? A myth sold in pretty pill packages, whispered in offices with indifferent glances, and echoed in the awkward conversations between men who'd also rather give up than figure it out. They've convinced you that your ship ran aground because of the relentless tide of time. But what if the cause isn't the tide? What if for years, without even noticing, you've been loading heavy, wrong stones into the hold? Stones in the form of habitual breakfasts, mindless dinners, and little, harmless treats that have piled up into an unbearable weight. Right now, forget everything you've been told. Toss aside this convenient lie. Because the truth is much simpler and, at the same time, much more important. It's not in the calendar. It's much closer. It's on your plate, in your mug, in your hands, which for years have been performing the same mistaken actions on autopilot. And today, we will find that real culprit that's been stealing your strength while you were looking the other way. Ready to see its face? Then watch till the end. So, let's name this enemy. It's not the ghost of age or the drop of some mysterious hormone. It's something much more down to earth, and, because of that, more insidious. The main enemy isn't sitting in your years. It's not hiding in your lab results. It has woven itself into the very fabric of your daily life, become its invisible lining. You don't notice it because it's part of the background. It brews with your morning coffee, the one you automatically put 2 sugars and creamer from a packet into. It adds flavor to your dinner after a hard day, that fried cutlet with potatoes or pasta from a bright box that you eat while staring at the TV. This is your personal autopilot, that set of actions you perform without thinking for decades. Your hand naturally reaches for a certain shelf in the store. The frying pan just sizzles on the stove. You don't even realize why it's exactly this way and not another. That's how it happened. That's how it's familiar. That's how it's tasty. And all this time, everyone around, including you, is looking for complex diagnoses, getting hormone tests, running to doctors hoping for a magic shot or prescription, looking for the key to the lock in a dark room when the door has been open all along, and a draft is blowing down the corridor of your life. The root of the problem isn't hidden deep in lab tubes. It lies right on the surface, literally under your nose, in what you do day in and day out. In every spoonful, every sip, every mindless snack. This isn't a one-time crime. It's a system. It's a slow, quiet sabotage that you finance from your own wallet, buying normal products and following normal habits. While you're looking for a magic pill from the outside, your body has been screaming for help from the inside for years. And that scream isn't in pain symptoms, but in that very quiet fatigue, the loss of former ease, in that very feeling of surrender in the mornings. This isn't your body giving up its positions. It's sending out distress signals because it's been fed the wrong fuel for decades and forced to work overtime in a system you built yourself, spoonful by spoonful, day by day. Imagine your body for a minute, not as something abstract, but as the most perfect machine on Earth, an expensive, luxurious sports car. Engineers worked on it for millions of years of evolution to create the perfect machine. Fast, enduring, responsive. You got behind the wheel and received the keys to this masterpiece. Now picture the most absurd scene. You pull up to the gas station and for decades, instead of high-octane premium fuel, you pour dirty, diluted sludge into its flawless tank. A mixture of cheap gas with sand, sugar syrup, and chemical waste. You're not doing it out of malice. It's just what you've always done. It's easier, and this slop costs pennies. The car won't explode on you at the first fill-up. No, it will start. It might even drive. And you'll think, there, everything works. But with every kilometer, every thousand, a quiet catastrophe will begin inside. The powerful, precise engine will start getting coated from within with sticky, corrosive soot. This soot will steal its power, choke it. The fuel filters, designed for crystal clean gasoline, will start getting clogged with this gunk, like a backed up drain. It will become harder and harder for them to pass fuel. And the finest tubes of the fuel system, the veins of this machine, will start slowly rusting from the inside. Rust will eat away at them, making them brittle, narrowing the passage. The car is still driving, but it no longer leaps off the line with that signature roar. It starts to lag on inclines, uses more energy for simple maneuvers, sometimes even sputters and jerks at idle. You hear a strange knock, feel small vibrations that weren't there before. But you chalk it up to mileage. Like, the car isn't new, what do you expect? This is exactly how, turn by turn, your daily menu works. Your fueling. The dirty mix of hidden sugars, trans fats, chemical additives, and empty calories. That's the very sludge for your engine and its fuel system. It doesn't disable your body instantly. It does it slowly, on the sly, while you think everything's fine and one pastry won't hurt. But each such pastry is another handful of sand in the tank of your ideal, one of a kind in this life car. And one day you'll hit the gas, and there will be no response. That's precisely how your daily menu, overloaded with bad fats, hidden sugar, and food from bright packages where only a memory of real food remains, works. This mixture acts not like a blow, but like quiet sand. Day after day, year after year, this grime settles on the walls of your blood vessels, those very ideal pipelines for blood. They lose flexibility, narrow, their lumen gets overgrown with sticky plaque. Imagine a hose inside of which algae has been growing for decades. What will the pressure be like? Right, non-existent. But that's only half the trouble. The second target is even more delicate. It's the nerves, your own electrical network that conducts signals from the brain. These harmful fats and metabolic chaos destroy the insulation of these thin wires. The signal from the brain simply gets lost on the way, arrives late, or doesn't arrive at all. You yourself, with your long-term habits, have been both the plumber and the electrician in your body. Every soda, every fried snack, every ready-made meal from a container is another layer of rust on the walls of your vessels and another blow to the fragile insulation of your nerves. You weren't breaking yourself on purpose. You simply didn't perform maintenance for years. And here's the good news. This process can, in many cases, be reversed. Unlike purely age-related changes, the condition of your vessels and nerves can be influenced. It's not about time having run out. It's about what you've been fueling your organism with all this time. By changing your approach to nutrition, you give your body a chance to recover. This isn't about one magic pill. It's about a system, about finally giving your body the proper fuel it deserves. The choice is yours.